Stoic Fire, Buddhist Calm, Master Unshakable Confidence. Welcome, brave seekers of steady heart and blazing courage. Across the ages, the greatest leaders have been those who learned to keep their inner fire steady while allowing the calm of the mind to guide them. From the marble halls of Athens to the misty foothills of the Himalayas, from the silk roads of China to the bustling streets of ancient Rome, people have discovered that a blend of Stoic strength and Buddhist serenity gives rise to a confidence that cannot be shaken by the fiercest storms. Today, we'll walk together through 5 timeless chapters, each drawing from a historic parable, to learn how to ignite that inner flame, calm the surrounding waves, and step forward with unshakable assurance. Let us begin our journey with fire and calm as our guides. Chapter 1: The Flame of Resolute Purpose. In the ancient city of Eleusis, there lived a master potter named Ptolemy who forged statues that never cracked, no matter how many times they were tested by the harsh furnace. One evening, a pilgrim from the distant kingdom of Babylon arrived, eager to learn the secret of such flawless work. Ptolemy invited him to watch the fire that burned at his kiln. He told the traveler that the secret was not in the fire itself, but in the potter's unwavering belief that the piece could endure. The pilgrim, skeptical, asked what the potter did when the fire grew too hot. Ptolemy smiled and said, "When the fire is too hot, I pause, gather the ember back into the hearth, and let the flame subside. The pot's strength is not made by the wind, but by its steadfast heart." This story, echoing the Stoic teaching that adversity is the furnace that forges character, reminds us that confidence is built not by avoiding flame, but by learning to temper it. The lesson for today is the power of purposeful resilience. When circumstances feel overwhelming, pause, breathe, and remember that confidence is a steady flame forged by steady purpose. By focusing on your inner fire, you become resilient to any external heat. Apply it now by starting each day with a purpose-driven intention. Before you hit send on an email or step onto a meeting room, ask yourself, what is the fire of purpose that fuels my role here? Write that intention in a notebook or voice it into your phone. As the day unfolds, let that written purpose guide you, and your confidence will glow brighter than any challenge. Blend the ancient wisdom of Ptolemy's kiln with your modern goals, and you'll find that confidence grows from a well-nurtured flame. When doubts appear like cold drafts, simply remember you have the power to kindle your inner fire to warmth. Conclusion: the potter's tale shows that confidence is built through intentional resilience. Even when the world gets hot, pause, gather your flame, and let it guide you. Like this story? Share it. And if you crave more pathways to unshakable confidence, hit the like button, share with a friend who needs a steady flame, and subscribe for deeper dives into ancient wisdom. Reflective question: when was the last time you paused to reaffirm the fire of purpose guiding you, and how did that pause change the outcome of your day? Chapter 2: Calm in Chaos, the Monk Who Held a Crown. Way down in ancient Varanasi, a weary emperor was confronted with a sudden revolt. His advisors urged swift vengeance, but a humble monk stood in the palace corridor holding a single lotus leaf. The emperor, stunned, asked why that gentle gesture mattered amidst the chaos. The monk replied, "Even kings are subject to the breeze of change. The lotus, rooted in murky waters, maintains its purity because it does not resist the current, it remains steady, and it is unshaken by the storm." The emperor felt his fury curtail, and the monk's calm transformed the battlefield into a space for dialogue rather than bloodshed. From this story, we learn that calm is the strongest weapon in the hands of a confident leader. In Buddhist thought, equanimity is the bridge from fleeting emotion to enduring strength. Confidence is not merely the loud shout of victory, but the quiet understanding that you can absorb any shock and return steadier. To use this lesson today, practice mindfulness. In moments of decision, whether it's replying to an angry customer, negotiating a contract, or resolving a conflict, pause. Observe the swirl of emotions within you, anchor your breath, and let the calm you feel guide your action. That very calm amplifies your confidence, making you appear serene to others, even amidst stress. Modern applications can also include simple breathing exercises, guided meditations, or even pausing for a moment of silence on your phone. A quick 30-second inhale-exhale can reset your internal state and help you approach the crisis with calm. The monk's story reminds us that confidence doesn't have to be aggressive. It can be a quiet, unshaken presence that invites cooperation over conflict. Conclusion: a calm mind is an iron shield. Facing turmoil, it holds you steady, and it invites others to meet you in a peaceful space. If this insight resonates, please like, share, and subscribe so you can keep growing in confidence anchored by calm. Reflective question: what techniques can you integrate into your daily routine to cultivate this calm foundation before you face any potential conflict? Chapter 3: Harmonizing Leadership, the King Who Followed the Virtuous Path. In the land of Tang, a young prince named Li Wei found himself overwhelmed by court politics. He heard whispers of a wise elder who had built a house that never fell, regardless of the winds. Li Wei summoned the elder, who greeted him with a smile. He held Li Wei to the truth that the elder lived by the principle of respect to others, respect to the earth, respect to oneself. Li Wei asked, "How does this lead to confidence?" The elder replied, "Just as a tree grows tall by remaining rooted, a leader's confidence grows by honoring the integrity of others, the laws of nature, and one's own conscience." This tale reflects the ancient Confucian ideal that true leadership comes from harmony within. Yet when viewed through the lens of the Stoic tradition, it also highlights the importance of a disciplined and ethical mind. Confidence that balances ethical awareness with inner discipline is unshakable. To apply this in the present, consider your work environment. In meetings or negotiations, ask yourself how your actions honor the interests of others, how they align with your values, and how they align with the larger structure or system. By making decision moments a reflection of these three pillars: others, environment, self, you create a confidence that resonates through all aspects of life. A practical exercise: before each meeting, write 3 short notes, one each of what you appreciate about your teammates, how your contribution respects the wider goal, and a reminder of a principle you won't compromise on. These notes act as an anchor, turning your focus toward harmony rather than competition. The elder's wisdom shows that confidence arises from a rooted balance. When you commit to ethical harmony, you no longer fear criticism. You remain steady because your conscience is aligned. Conclusion: leadership rooted in harmony and discipline breeds confidence that is both steadfast and respectful. If you found value in this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more actionable wisdom. Reflective question: how can you align a daily action, a small task, an email reply, or a meeting to better honor the values of others, the environment, and your own conscience? Chapter 4: Flowing with the River, the Weaver and the River's Path. One misty morning on the Mekong River, a skilled weaver named and observed that her threads tangled whenever she tried to weave straight, like the river when it is forced into a narrow ditch. She stopped, stood beside the river, and noticed its gentle curves, the way it flowed without resistance. Realizing her own approach mirrored the river, she began to let her hand follow the rhythm of the thread, not to fight the weave. The resulting tapestry was a masterpiece that celebrated every twist and turn. Scholars of Taoism would compare this to the Tao. The river moves without effort, yet it shapes the earth. The moral is that confidence flourishes when you learn to align with the natural flow of circumstances. Both Taoism and Stoicism advise acceptance of what cannot be controlled. But the Buddha reminds us that we can still exert skillful action while remaining detached from results. When you let your work flow like the river, you produce work that is authentic, reliable, and ultimately more effective. Practice this by approaching a task without a rigid blueprint. Start the work, but at every pivot, pause to observe the outcome and adjust your direction accordingly. Use a flexible mindset but maintain focus on the final goal. For example, if you're working on a marketing campaign and user engagement drops, adjust your messaging to reflect real-time data rather than rigid pre-planned slogans. The Weaver's lesson shows that true confidence is not about controlling all variables, but about using skill to flow through the inevitable changes. Conclusion: by embracing a flexible yet focused stance, you turn external fluctuations into opportunities for excellence and confidence. If this insight resonates with you, show your support with a click on the like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe for deeper dives into flowing confidence. Reflective question: in what current projects could you move from rigid plans toward a more flexible, flow-oriented approach? Chapter 5: The Unity of Fire and Calm, building an unshakable inner sanctuary. The previous stories each highlighted a part of the confident soul: purposeful resilience, calm in chaos, harmonious leadership, and flowing wisdom. Yet the most potent force emerges when these elements fuse like a sacred altar. Imagine a king who stands in the center of a burning pyre, shielded by a calm dome of lotus blossoms. The flames symbolize challenges, the calm dome is mindfulness, the lotus shows purpose, and the crown represents ethical leadership. The king remains confident because he knows the fire cannot harm him without his consent, and the calm remains steady because he trusts his own purpose and ethical path. Modern application. The same altar exists within each personal or professional decision. Set aside a daily practice of aligning. Before you tackle a project, pause for a moment of purpose, breathe for calm, observe the ethical line, and then start flowing with the task. When external pressures rise, tight deadlines, angry clients, market shifts, remember that your inner altar holds steady. The result? Confidence that is not swayed by outside forces, but rooted in inner fire, calm, purpose, and ethic. Practical example: use a simple ritual, take a breath, ask the question, what is my purpose for this task? Take a breath, ask, how can I remain calm in this moment? Take a breath, ask, what ethical line does this decision cross? And finally, take a breath, what changes can I flow into for progress? This routine, practiced daily, transforms reaction into resolution. The ancient stories converge to remind that unshakable confidence is a cultivated sanctuary, a place where fire is harnessed, calm is anchored, purpose guides, and ethics frames. By living this integrated path, you become a philosopher-king of your own life, confident amid storms, steady in joy, and balanced in all. Conclusion: your confidence can be a sanctuary that burns bright yet remains cool, fierce yet composed, an alchemy of Stoic fire and Buddhist calm. If you are ready to build this sanctuary, share this voice, show support with a like, and subscribe to keep learning how to master unshakable confidence from ancient philosophers and modern practice alike. Reflective question: which element, purpose, calm, ethic, or flow needs the most nurturing in your life today, and what concrete step will you take right now to strengthen it? Philosophy Spotlight: Stoicism, the discipline of inner fire. Stoicism, as articulated by Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, crystallizes the practice of turning adversity into virtue through disciplined thought. In simple terms, Stoicism teaches that we cannot control external events, but we can control our reactions. The discipline of discipline, the resilience of clarity, and the clarity of purpose are the core pillars of Stoic confidence. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who reigned during wars and plague, kept a private journal known as Meditations. In these pages, he reminds himself daily that the obstacle is the way. By reframing hardship as an avenue for growth, he fortified himself against panic. For a modern business leader, this mindset can transform a market downturn from a threat into a pivot point for innovation. 3 lessons that resonate with the theme of unshakable confidence. 1. Perception before reaction. Before taking action, assess the situation from a level of detached awareness. This mirrors the Buddha's practice of mindful observation, preventing knee-jerk emotions from undermining a plan. When you pause to evaluate the facts, confidence is derived from knowledge.